Alright, I thought I'd just take a few seconds to show off this monstrosity here. Had a lot of fun with it today, so it's pretty cool. So what I've done is just taken the video transmission hardware off of my multi-rotor, which is down right now, and threw it on here. So that's just a simple battery level overlay. It has a timer and 2 battery inputs and gives you your voltage on the OSD. And this is actually a frame piece from an SK450 multi-rotor. But I zip tied it on there so it would give me a basis to mount some of these things. The hopped up Immersion RC 5.8 gigahertz transmitter there is 600 milliwatts. That's getting a signal from, this is an actual Fat Shark camera, which I really like, actually. But I threw that on there, and that screws to give me adjustability. But that's sitting on a high-tech digital servo that gives me tilt, and that's on top of another servo giving me pan. So it's kind of jerry-rigged together. And then the Arduino board is just taking the steering input from the receiver. I've got this sort of breakout board here. So I've got the steering output from the receiver hopping up into here, and that gives me pin outs to go into the Arduino. And then there's 2 outputs, one actually going to the steering servo, which is just a pass-through, and then the other one does some conditional statements and some mapping, and so I can pan if I steer to the extremes. This thing is a mess right now because it rained today. There's mud all over it. But I always run a hard shell, like Rover approved battery when I'm actually doing RC car stuff, but I'm turning the throttle down to like 30%, and I do not plan on flipping it, so I'm not driving wild with things or doing any jumps, so I just have one of these LiPos on there. And running it with Spectrum, it's a real simple Spectrum transmitter. And okay, so I've got the steering set up. Let's see. So I get steering, and then if I steer to the extreme, it actually looks left or right. So when you're driving, it's easy to kind of get a handle on where those limits are. And that's being handled with the Arduino, like I said. So it's pretty fun. Put a light on it on the back, flashlight mounted it back here, it's pointing forward and driving it around at night. Actually had a few cars circling the block because I couldn't figure out what the heck it was. And then this afternoon I was driving it about a block away, and the kids were out and ran inside and get their RC car and went out and played in the street with me. In the meantime, lost a tire, came undone, so little field surgery there on that back tire. But anyway, this is just a spare rig I had, and since my multi-rotor is down, I thought it would be fun to do that. So I hit a parking lot and put some cones out, and it was a lot of fun. And that's it. Thanks.